Hello, it's Helen from Journal with Purpose and welcome to my Plan With Me video for November. This month I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different for my cover page because I really wanted to include a watercolour illustration. So I'm going to create that in this Escoda watercolour notebook. And for the image I'll be creating, I will be using a reference from my own book, and I'll be picking this house on the bottom left-hand corner. Once I've finished doing all of the painting, I'm going to scan in this page and print it out so that I can stick it straight into my bullet journal. And I'm also going to upload an image into my free printables section on my blog. So if you'd like a copy of it, you'll be able to find it there, and I'll leave all the details linked down below. So I'm using a Staedtler pigment liner to ink the image in, and I really like using this pen because I know that it won't smudge when I add the watercolour. And the watercolour that I'm using is from London Gifties. My theme this month was inspired by the fact that we've just changed the clocks here in the UK, so the evenings are certainly darker much earlier. And whilst I love the long summer evenings, I do think there's something really beautiful about seeing all of the houses lit up in the evening. So that's what I'll be trying to recreate on my cover page. For the sky, I used one kind of flat layer of blue, and now I'm dropping other colours on the top whilst it's still wet to try and add a little more depth and make it look more like a night sky. And apologies that my Plan With Me is so late this month. It's been a really hectic time, but in all the best ways. You may well be aware that my book launched this month, and I've been kept really busy with getting everybody's orders out. And it's now available on Amazon in the UK and most of Europe, and it comes out on Amazon.com on the 26th of November. But I will leave all of the details linked down below in case you want to have a look. For the windows and moon, I used yellows with then some splash of oranges. And I really wanted those windows to look like they were glowing and matching in with the moon. And I'm hoping to do a few more of these illustrations for future month cover pages and just keep loading them onto my free printables section so that they're there if you do want them, either for a cover page or just to add to your journal. I will be doing the rest of my journaling inside my Rhodia Gold book as normal. And the paper does handle watercolour, but it doesn't have quite the same effect as it does on proper watercolour paper. So I thought it would be a good idea to do it in this book first so that I can then just take a copy. I also thought it would be quite nice to fill this sketchbook up with all of my different cover pages that I use throughout the course of the year. Now that all of the painting is done, I'm going to tidy up some of the lines using my pigment liner. And I'm also using a white Uni Signable gel pen to add some stars. Finally, I'm using a Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen to letter in the word November. And here's a copy of that scanned image. I'm now going to start using my Rhodia Gold book, which I keep inside this etched cover from Start Bay notebooks. I'm going to start off by cutting out the image, and I'm going to cut out the lettering separately so that I can decide where I want them on my pages. And I'll be using Pritt Stick to glue them down onto my page. I really enjoy having a cover page to set the feel for my monthly pages, and I will stick with this theme throughout the rest of my monthly setup. But as you'll see when I share my flip through at the end of my October pages, once I get onto my weekly and daily logs, I often pick a different theme each week. I'm now going to add a strip of washi tape for extra decoration, and this washi tape comes from London Gifties. And I'm now using a blue Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen to letter in my quote for the month. The next thing I will do is move on to setting up my calendar for November. And I use the really simple calendar style with just the days and dates down the left-hand page. And I'm going to use that same washi tape throughout all of my monthly setup. To tie in with the theme, I'm going to add some more house decorations onto these pages. So I'm going to use my black Staedtler pigment liner again, and for colour this time I will be using chameleon pencils. I find this calendar style works really well for me. I've got plenty of room to write in any appointments and deadlines, and at the end of each day I also often add a few notes just to say the types of things that I've been up to. And that gives me a really good feel at the end of the month as to how busy things have been and how much I've been able to achieve. And I'll now move on to the right hand page. And on there I like to include my key tasks for the month, somewhere to keep track of my social media, and also space to complete an end of month review. In my social media section, at the end of each month, I jot down my numbers for Instagram, YouTube, blog and Pinterest, along with my total students and earnings on Skillshare. And these two pages together give me a really good, quick view of everything that I have going on over the month, and also that review section of how I feel things went and any areas that I really want to focus on for the new month. I'm now adding some more quick house doodles to my page. And if you do have a copy of the book, you'll notice that each of the pages are done on dotted paper. And that was designed to make sure that if you do want to copy any of them, it should hopefully be nice and easy, as you can count the amount of dots along and dots up to make sure that you've got a really quick reference guide to use in your own journal. Once those doodles are all inked in, I will again add some colour using those chameleon pencils. And I've tried to stick to just a few different colours so that everything ties in really nicely together. I really enjoy adding creative elements to my bullet journal. It's definitely one of the things that keeps me coming back to it for such a long time now. And I'm really happy with how those pages are looking. Now that they're finished, I will move on to setting up my gratitude log and my habit tracker. And I'm running a strip of washi tape over the page and using a sticker from my own everyday journaling product range. And you'll be able to see in my flip through at the end of this video how these pages look once they're completed. For my habit tracker, I turn my notebook around and I write the dates across the top and all of the habits that I want to track along the left-hand side. As part of my journaling routine, every evening I turn to these pages and complete my habit tracker and write down a few things I'm grateful for. The next pages I'm setting up are my master task list, and I always describe these as a kind of organised brain dump. So I've got different sections for all of my outstanding tasks. I'm now setting up my reasons to be proud and notes pages, And again, every evening I just jot down a few things that I think I should be proud of myself for, just to give myself a little lift in the evenings. The final pages I will be setting up are my Don't Forget or Memories page and also my mood tracker. And I'm so happy with how my memories page from last month is looking. I can't wait to share it with you. For my mood tracker, I'm drawing out this big house, and there will be 26 tiles on the top, and with the 4 windows, those will be the things that I will colour in according to my mood. I really enjoy having a visual representation at the end of the month of how my moods have been, and I keep it really simple. I just choose 3 colours to represent a great day, one that was okay, and an off day. So that is all of my pages set up for the month of November, and I will now share with you a flip through of my completed October pages so far. So this is my cover page that I set up on my last Plan With Me, my calendar and key tasks page, gratitude and habit tracker, master task list, reasons to be proud and notes pages, and this is those memories pages and mood tracker for the month, which I absolutely love. I now move on to my weekly spreads and daily logs. And I keep my daily logs really simple so that I've got plenty of space to write out all my tasks. And I tend to spend a little bit of extra time creating my weekly spreads. I've really enjoyed creating Dutch door spreads recently, and I think that's something I'm likely to continue doing throughout the month of November. I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing my setup for November, and don't forget that that free printable will be available on my blog. If you've enjoyed watching this video, it'd be great if you'd leave it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you really soon in the next one.